What the other party said, I almost put on blue today. But
and then you remember
I said people will confuse me with FDC, but I have an event not separate them, just like their colors are out there. When there is a kitchen, there is a canteen, there's where people sit, because this is a restaurant. But if this business is a bank, it's going to be another setup. And now we see bank managers, they sit in the lobby, because that's where me and you come. A bank manager can't for purpose, much as the purpose is reflected in those documents. And I want to get back to a statement by President. Actually, you find the guy who scores the winning goal is a defender. Even some keepers have scored goals. So what is the strategy in there is what I'm waiting for, and I'm trying to see it. Of course, I don't expect it in the manifestos, but I'm trying to look at the teams around the candidates. Mr. Museveni's plan for February 6th went wrong. He was supposed to go and attack Kabamba, then his vehicle got a problem, then they had no... He has told this story. Yeah. The man's vehicle had no spare tire. I expected 1980. Who could have 5 tires on a car, including a spare? This guy just had the 4. One got a problem. He had to walk miles back to Masaka. But now he evolved a new plan. There is a friend in Masaka who might have a car. One, is he there? Is his car there? Does it function? But you can see how now he shelves his plan, which they had done in Maki in the Honorable Chikaire's home. Put the others in a truck, and then for us will follow you. Now everything was going berserk. And indeed, when they get to Kawamba, they still didn't get the guns. But here they are, 40 years and counting. There have been a lot of changes in those strategies. So I'm looking forward to who is around you. Where are the 27 for Mr. Museveni? To turn around the idea. That are going to be around him where he says, what do we do with youth unemployment? It's not going to happen because we put it in a plan. 10 million jobs, give me a break. How? Is the question. Exactly. Thank you so much. Let me get to Patrick Katabazi. In your own view, are we being too idealistic with some of these manifestos? Where is the realism and achievement in this?
No, of course, a manifesto presents quite a number of promises to the electorate. And some of them are realistic, others are not. It is important to give context to each and every manifesto. Of course, you would see that the manifesto for the National Resistance Movement is speaking to the period that the party or the leaders in the National Resistance Movement have been in power. So it's a continuation from where we came from. It gives a historical context, where we have been, where we are, and where we are headed. So it is a manifesto that is rich in terms of history and in terms of the contextual analysis. When you look at the manifesto for FDC, you will see a manifesto that, in my view, starts from a period 2006, I think, when FDC became a political party, and the manifesto is perhaps a review of what we have been seeing in the previous manifestos. Then you have the NUP manifesto. This is the second manifesto for NUP, and the content actually speaks for itself. You will see the content for the NR manifesto very detailed from the highest point to the lowest point. It is talking from for example, if I look at the physical infrastructure, it is talking to a road, a national level road, to the lowest community level road. And for me, that detail is critically important. The FDC manifesto comes close to giving some flesh on the bone. And in my own view, the NUP manifesto being largely generalized without so much of the specifics. Yes, it is true that the manifesto is a very, very important document. Some people will say, yes, you can promise to do this. When you get into power, you do something otherwise. But if you look at the planning instruments that you have, somebody already talked about the National Development Plan. If you look at the Public Finance Management Act, for example, our budgets are supposed to be guided by the National Development Plan that has ably been highlighted by one of the colleagues there. You are supposed to look at the chart of fiscal responsibility about the manifesto. The manifesto becomes a key guiding document for the implementation of the medium-term and long-term plans of government. So it is a very, very important piece that we should look at very critically. Now, somebody will say, yes, do we vote according to the manifesto? Yes and no. But a very strong yes for as a voter, as a leader in my community. which manifesto is picking out issues that are dear to me? Is it talking about a road that has been outstanding for a long time? Is it talking about upgrading of my health center, of my sub-county getting a health center 3? Is it talking about expansion of my hospital? Is it talking about enhancing incomes? And for me, that is where we need to be. I've looked at the 3 manifestos of how people have started small and now are earning big. So for me, if in my simple analysis of, for example, the NRM manifesto, the way it has been written, forgetting the historic documenting success stories, or people have benefited from PDM, people have benefited from yoga, and I think he tries to make a case for why he has come up with protecting the gains, and of course the leap forward to the middle, rather to the high income status, making 35 million of apples. This is well engraved in the manifesto, and so many success stories. So if you read it and you are the kind of person who wants to vote now, I think for parties that have done so well in giving basics that are easily understood by a common man, in my view, will sell higher than those that are too general.
Thank you, Patrick. I will definitely be getting back to you. Let me get me could directly affect security and many other aspects. You have, for example, the National Unity Platform talking about creating 10 million jobs. Let us bring it down home, because if you get to look at the public sector alone, which is employing only about 366,000 people, and we have also vacancies up to the tune of 295,000 that haven't yet been filled, at least according to the Ministry of Public Service by the report that was released in 2023. And then National Unity, the Forum for Democratic Change also talks about creating a number of jobs there. How does that align with the business community and your aspirations?
Thank you so much, Mildred. To start with, it's important to note that most of these manifestos should be informed with data. I'll give an example that, in the Busoga region, some member of parliament sourced for a dairy.
Yeah.
The dairy gets in the village, and it's until the dairy gets there that has a capacity of 5,000 liters, and there's no one to actually even give 20 liters. So that means the person, when they were sourcing for a dairy, the big cross was just to politic, just to create that anxiety in the population, to excite them. But truth of the matter is, if you're going to follow the statistics and the data, there's nowhere where the 10 million jobs are going to come from. So speaking generally across all manifestos, it is important, look at the data. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
In some of the developed countries, every infrastructure development has to be informed by a number. If you're going to put road, it would actually be informed by the productivity in that area. There's already a population, it is productive, but it's because of the lack of a job, of the road, that they are not developing. Then you put the job. But also, it could be because, probably they are productive, but there's no road, then you put it there. So you can imagine, if you do not have data, to me as a business person, I'm a person of numbers. I want to know, we have over 70% of the population. They are youth. I need to know that my products, my services are going to be consumed. But do people have the capacity